Hello, and welcome to our wonderful pink world. My name is Gloria Jaime. I have the pleasure of building my business for over 40 years, and it is very special to me to be doing this video in English. As you can tell, my first language is not English. I don't know how you're going to handle it in your ears because I will mispronounce words. Try to speak slowly so that you can understand better. And I'm going to forget, and I'm going to speak fast like I know what I'm saying. I mean, I know what I'm saying. Over 40 years of experience shows that I know what I'm saying, but I don't necessarily know what you're getting. Okay, let me tell you what we're going to do. We are going to go over a little bit of what Mary Kay Cosmetics as a company has to offer. I want to congratulate you for daring to do something that very few people do, which is starting something new. When we are younger, we are brave and we start things just because it sounds fun or because our friends are doing it or because, oh, why not? But sometimes we get higher in responsibilities and in ages and we're not so sure. So regardless of the age bracket that you're in, I want to say congratulations, you did something new. Now, I have no idea why. So I'm going to give you some of the reasons that make people decide. And I'm going to use what is called an acrostic. I hope I'm saying the right word. That means that I am going to say letters, and out of each letter, I am going to come up with a mini explanation. The acrostic is Mrs. Cab. M-R-S, that's Mrs., and Cab is C-A-B. M is for money. I want to tell you what is it about the money and how we get to make it in Mary Kay, very lightly. I don't want this video to be too long, but we find the time, the effort, and the energy to do anything for a few extra hours a week if it's going to give us enough money to make it worthwhile. The R is recognition, and recognition may sound so silly because in our real life, nobody recognizes our no good intentions and no good deeds. Most of the time, they just notice when we mess up or left something, kind of halfway. But in Mary Kay, there is a lot of recognition that kind of wakes up the little girl that we have inside that likes to get stickers and applause, and we love it. The S is for self-esteem. That is my favorite. The self-esteem is when you learn how to value yourself more. What are your superpowers? What are your possibilities and opportunities? What are your blind spots? And why sometimes we feel the way we feel. And I'll tell you a little bit more about it later. So that takes care of the misses. Now, C is for cars. This company allows us to qualify, earn the use of a free car for 2 years at the time. And they pay the insurance, 85% of the insurance, and even the license plate. And I have to tell you, when I started in Mary Kay, I didn't know how to drive, much less have a car. But right now, 2025 is the year we're in, and I have earned 25 cars. I know. And 12 of those have been the magnificent pink Cadillac. Yeah, baby, like a Barbie. Now, moving on, we're going to talk about the A. The A means advantages. You can also use it as advancements, but I'm going to talk about advantages that make life sweeter. The last letter is a B, and I know in English people like to talk about being your own boss and being a boss babe, whatever it is. that allows you to know that this is when you get to decide if you want a promotion, which kind of promotion, and that will include your monies and your benefits and so on. Is that fair? Okay. Now, I have to remind you here, patience. Remember that I speak words that make total sense to me and have no clue how you're understanding it. And I wrote some notes to myself because for a period of time, I worked only in English, but we're talking like the 90s, kind of the 90s up until 2004 or 5. But then I turned into my original language, which is Spanish. And I basically have been doing only Spanish for the past almost 15 years. So obviously I have to think in the words that I want to say. Okay, so I will put on my glasses, and all that movement may make you a little dizzy. Hang in there. I promise that I'm going to try to make it worth your time. Let's see, turning my page. I wanted to suggest, if you have pencil and paper close, start writing what I'm going to say, because I want you to feel free to ask me questions of any kind. If you don't have any pencil and paper, stop the video, go get some. I am one of those old school teachers that likes to believe, like Mary Kay DeLady used to tell us, because I had the privilege of being trained by Mary Kay, the founder, for 13 years, and she used to say, the faintest ink is stronger than the best memory. So we wouldn't dream of going to any kind of conference without being prepared. And what I want today, this is not a conference. This is a little welcome video. This is a congratulations for making a smart decision. This is me trying to guide you over some of the first few steps, assuming that if you're watching me, it's because you are in my unit, you are in my space, you are in what I like to call my area. But I'm going to let other people see this video in case it helps them. They can use it. So here we go. The M for money. I want you to put in your mind that we earn half of what people buy. That is the number one way of making money. Half of what people buy. If they buy a perfume that is $40, you and I pay $20 to the company. So when we give it to the people for $40, we are collecting the $20 that we invested and the $20 that is our profit. Now, the ways of selling the product vary. The number one is what we call doing faces. Doing faces mean that it's those reunion, get-togethers. Some people call it parties. I personally don't like the word party. It makes me think in a lot of people and noise and drinking. I don't like none of that. Nothing wrong with them. I just don't like them. I like to call mine either beauty classes, or if they're virtual, they are going to be virtual consultations. The thing is, when you do faces, people, 3, 4, 5, have an opportunity to try the products. And I, Gloria, teach how to do it in one half of their face so that they can compare with the other half, because it's not about convincing them. It's not even about selling. It's about teaching them how to take care of their skin, what makes Mary Kay so fantastic amongst all the products in the market. And by trying it in one side all, and in one side maybe only 2 or 3, and in the other side nothing, the forehead, then they can see it with their own eyes and feel it with their own fingers. That's the number one. I'm going to say that a beauty experience will take 2 hours, whether you have 6 people or you have 16 people. I don't like more than 6, but I'm old school. So The 2 hours just means that it is a hello, a asking some questions, showing the product, put it on, take it off, put it on, take it off, showing what the product is supposed to be doing, and then we are done and they can compare. That doesn't even take an hour. I just block the additional hour for question, for people deciding what they want, for women getting together and having a little community, But all of that is going to be done according to each individual. Each consultant is going to decide. My point here is that out of the 4 ways that I'm going to mention to you to make money, faces is the number 1, and it can be in presence or it can be virtually. I do virtual consultations every Monday at 6:30. I hope you and I can make some arrangements so that we can get together for some of those another day, because the one on Mondays are in Spanish. Okay, the number 2 way of making money is with the constant reorders. People need to buy what they're running low of, what they didn't buy the first time, whatever is new for the season. Do you understand? It's a constant, because not only this is a need, not a luxury, they are consumable. So you start creating a huge customer base. It doesn't matter if you have to start with, the first 20, you think it's so exciting. That will grow into 200 and 2,000. Obviously, there's Mary Kay sales online and on paper. Online, social media, private Facebook groups, the TikTok craze. There are gazillions of ways of doing that, and we can teach you that. What I call on paper is when we use the magnificent program that the Mary Kay Opportunity offers, which is called PCP, Preferred Customer Program, where we signed up the customers we have, or people that were our models. It doesn't matter if they didn't purchase that first day, and we pay the company about $1 every 3 months for each person that we submit, and the company will send in a beautiful pamphlet, a brochure with about 36 pages and little samples in it, and all full color, and they can see what the ladies and how to use it. It's just phenomenal, so that you can service your customers in every way, shape, or form. And believe me, if you were going to do that yourself, it's going to cost you a lot because of the book, the time to write, the stamps are going to be crazy. So it's much better when the company offers it every 13 weeks and you decide if you're going to be smart enough to take care of what you're building in English or in Spanish, and all that is a tax deduction, of course, but that's another story. The last one I'm going to mention is something optional. Very good-hearted people do it, and very smart people do it. That means not everybody will do it. Oh my God, I just said something that can be offensive. I'm so sorry. That's not what I mean. What I mean is I'm talking about building teams. And building teams is something that is optional, that you do if you want to. I don't know how you feel, but I will be forever grateful to that lady that stopped me in the mall back in 1982. Well, actually, it was 81. In December 81, I was here on vacation, and she saw me all full of makeup and stopped me and started talking to me about Mary Kay, I guess, but I didn't understand anything. I didn't speak English at the time. It's a long story. I don't want to get into those details, but through that conversation, about 4 months later, when I finally came from my country to live in this United States, we contacted her. And I started just to be connected in a community that they were going to be teaching psychology classes and personal development and self-esteem, because I was super, super shy. Very smart. I've always been an intellectual, but, people like that are not fun to be around. They are not nice and sweet. They're usually just in their books. And that was me. And I needed to learn, to look at people in the eyes and smile and have little conversation. And That was the reason why I joined, based on what the lady told us. It was never meant for business. And oh my God, I discovered that I love the person I was discovering through Mary Kay much more than the person I was. So back to the point, had that lady not been willing to talk to people because she wanted to build a team, I would have never found the career of a lifetime. So you better believe that I like to share the opportunity and give people the chance to try and find out if it's something that they can get excited about. Nothing lost, a whole war to win or to earn. And so forming teams allows you to get from the company commissions, 4%, 9%, 13%, 26%, 36%, based on how well you and your team will do. And it never comes out of their pocket. It comes out of corporate pockets. So it's beautiful. But I'm going to stop there. I just want you to know that even if all you want is saving money, that opportunity of buying a 50% discount is money enough to save for yourself and for gifts. You know what I mean? And if you want to earn some, I'm the woman to talk about. I've been living out of this business for more than 40 years. Let's keep talking. Okay. The R, let's go back to the R. It's recognition. It's a lot of applause. It's a lot of gifts and prizes. It's a lot of confetti. It's a little girl environment up to a degree, because all of us have another job. Well, I don't have any, and I didn't get to have any because my situation was different. But basically 99% of the people that join the company have already another job or a career, and they have their family and they have all their obligations. So when they get connected into Mary Kay, it takes some adjusting the schedule based on the interest and the desire of the person. And so every little thing that you do has prizes and recognition, because it's like, man, we are a little bit like the dolphins, you know, that you see them and they jump and they flip and they go through hoops. But they started as little babies that did none of that based on the price and the recognition. If that doesn't make sense, forget about it. You will see it. The S of the self-esteem, oh my. I have the tendency to turn serious and almost get choked about it, because I am such a different person compared to who I was. You'll find out. If you stick around, you'll find out. The thing is, the company understands that most of us have never sold anything. In fact, the word selling freaked some of us out. We don't necessarily know a lot of people. We don't necessarily talk to the people we know. The majority of the people are not into makeup and clothes and all that. They have a very busy life already going for their career, for their family, for their church, for their exercise routine. And, you know, if we were going to wait for people that are Barbie-like, we would not have anybody. And remember, in case I didn't tell you, or in case you didn't know, Mary Kay have been in business for over 61 years. Is privately owned. That means not stock market, nothing. They have their own manufacturing plant, so the products are made here in the United States. In fact, we are in over 35 countries right now, and 28 out of those 35 get their products from Dallas, Texas, where the manufacturing plant it is. The company has over 1,500 patents. Those are secret formulas for these products, because these products are guaranteed 100% for the customers, 90% as the investment for us. We're going to talk about that later on, maybe in another video. But they know that most of us know nothing about selling or teaching skincare And what they do is put a lot of emphasis in personal development and little adjustments in the way you talk and the way you think and the way you respond, because the best of us is going to influence the people in our environment, from your kids to your kids' girlfriends, neighbors, and anybody else that will come behind. So you're going to love it. I know you're going to love it, whether you decide to learn to be a beauty consultant or you just want to stay as a very faithful user, as what I call a Mary Kay ambassador that only buys 2 or 3 times a year to supply yourself with your goodies and use it as gifts during Christmas or graduations or birthdays and stuff like that. But you will be part of the community and will get the benefits of everything else. If you don't want to do the activities necessary to learn, then to make it as a way of generating income. Are you with me? Am I talking too much? You know, I don't see anything without my glasses. I have a clock right in front of me, and I am terrified of looking at it because I know I already passed. Where were we? M of money, R of recognition, S of self-esteem. Okay, C is cars. The cars are for directors. Directors are consultants. Okay. English, Gloria, no Spanish. All of us, when we signed up, even if we don't even know why we signed up, the title is beauty consultant. Of course, you're not a beauty consultant, nothing, you haven't learned anything. But if you choose to get educated, get trained, take advantage of the opportunity, then you will learn how to be a beauty consultant. The beauty consultant that decides to do faces and develop customers and develop a team, which means she picks the people she likes the most out of all those faces that she's going to be doing every month, and she gets a group over 30 people, she will become a director. It is something that we decide on our own. Of course, we have a system in place to help you out, to whisper in your ear, to guide you through the process, but it is each individual that decide. And directors make a whole lot more money because pretend, for an example, that directors are like the teachers in a classroom and consultants are the kids in a classroom. It doesn't matter if they are in 3rd grade or they are in 9th grade. So the company needs teachers, but nobody can start as a teacher. Everybody starts as a student. And the C of the car is a prize, a trophy on wheel for those directors that with their group produce X amount of money during a 6-month period. And the company has, I'm going to mention 3 types of cars. Right now, one is called Trax. There is the Equinox, which is the middle car, and there is the Cadillac. There are other positions beyond all that, but we're not going to get into that one. So the opportunity of earning a car, I think I already told you, I didn't even know how to drive. I was 21. I come from a small town in the Dominican Republic in the Caribbean. There was no need to know how to drive. And then when I moved here, hello, it's not like we're in New York where people have the subway and the buses and stuff. Is a little slower here. So Mary Kay didn't have cars for consultant. It was only directors, and God forbid, I wasn't even aware what was that. Did I tell you that I speak English and there was nobody that spoke Spanish? I was the first consultant and the first director, Spanish speaking, in all of Tampa, Clearwater, St. Pete, Orlando, Newport Richey, Central Florida, had 0 Mary Kay training in Spanish because there was nobody. But I did. So I think came with Columbus. In 1984, and I remember I started in 82, the company came up with this program where people could earn cars just as an extra incentive. And I asked, what do you have to do? And I went for it. And ever since, new car every other year. Okay, no jealousy here. I can teach you everything I know. I have gazillions of people in the past 40 years that I have taught to earn a whole lot of cars. If you ever decide to come to one of our events, even if it's the little ones that I do one Saturday a month in our Mary Kay Training Center, that maybe we get together 20 people, or on a Tuesday, sometimes I do 2 Tuesdays a month, you will see at least 3 cars in there. It's lovely. It's lovely to drive free and new and know that it was a prize for you making adjustments to develop a better time management and a better attitude. I love it. I want everybody to have one. The A of the advantages, I'm just going to throw it out there. There is no territory within the United States, so you're not limited by where you live. Forgive me. I have asthma. I cough a lot. Any video you're going to see of me, I'm going to be coughing. You're going to see me with this mint oil. It's a mint oil that cuts the tendency to cough. And if when we meet in person, it's going to be the same story. So just prepare yourself. We have no territories. We have no quotas. So there is no obligation that you have to sell this amount or that amount. You decide if you want to use your Mary Kay opportunity as an instrument to earn money, or if you're just going to use it as an instrument to save money by buying with a discount. And being an ambassador, meaning that you can recommend people to your director, and your director can do the appointments, and of course you two work out a deal and she can give you the profit, but ideally we will teach you how to get it for yourself. We can help you learn, and then you will just continue doing it, and you decide if you're going to do it once a week or once a month or 3 times a year. You know, it's going to be up to you. But those advantages, along with taxes deductions, oh my God, this is your own business. So a lot of stuff that you cannot deduct, you will be able to, from trips to cotton balls, from pretty pink tablecloth to, you know, certain things that you will really enjoy. So the advantages are just extras. Oh, how sweet it is to be the one that decides. The last one is the B of being your own boss, and it's perfect for what I'm going to say. I am one of those people. There are few people like me, but I am one of those people that I like independence. I like to decide when I work, how long I work. I like to decide if I give myself a professional advantage. I don't even know how the word goes, like advance in the career or not. I like to decide. You know, sometimes I'm working when everybody else is having fun in the sun because I'm not interested. And a whole lot of times while people are hustling, I am just having a great time doing nothing or traveling for fun. It's a privilege that you earn when you decide to take advantage of this company. And I did. Slowly, little by little, because my temperament still is, you know, but I cover it up real good. I'm kind of shy and quiet, and I like peace, and I don't do jumping up and down. I know it's difficult to believe. I love what I do. I love what I do. I love teaching women, whether it's a skincare or neuroscience, whether it's body language or selling techniques, whether it's psychology concepts or Bible verses applied to living. I love what I do, but I do it on my terms. And the company allows me to do that as long as it doesn't break none of their guidelines, and I invite you to consider, won't that be nice? It doesn't matter if you're a lawyer or if you work in a factory. It doesn't matter if you have a degree in coding or if you barely know how to read and write. It matters from now on. Are you going to allow yourself to learn a little and do a little and learn a little and do a little and take my hand? I promise you, where I'm going, you're going to love it. And it's going to be at your speed. God bless you. Thank you for listening. Bye.